was wearing his sweater from Richard. I had friends with the last name Richard who pronounced it Richard, so I always say that, but good job, Ruben. We have so much to talk about today. I don't know if we will get to, I don't know if I'll remember everything. Probably not. I actually filmed a podcast when I was super pregnant and never published it. It's my favorite thing to do. But I was so, I don't know, when I'm really pregnant, toward the end I can't breathe. And listening to the labored breathing was a little bit too much for me. But I should publish it though, because it has all my stuff from the Blue Hill Fair. And it is my goal to publish, yes, it's very hot, Ruben, be careful, to publish 12 podcasts this year. And so far, I'm only 2 months behind, so it's going good. We got our little Miss Princess here. Oh, here she is. Look at her dress. Oh my word, it has bloomers too. Look at the bloomers. Patty Sapich, I believe her last name is. Hey. One of our, yes. One of our lovely knitters and seamstresses made this for Evangeline, and it is so adorable. I cannot get over it. She actually makes these for sale, and the prices, oh my word, it's like next to nothing. She makes these beautiful, like true old-fashioned kind of dresses. And I don't know, I was talking to my friends about this the other day. I don't know if I'm just getting older and all of my millennial cohort, or so maybe it's just seems this way, but it feels like everyone's getting into the more old-fashioned kind of things. Do you know what I mean? Not just decor and clothing, but pastimes and yeah, that's us. It's us over there. Oh, okay, no. But yeah, that's what it seems like to me, that it's more popular to knit and to sew, and even things like, oh yeah, it's yellow marker. My siblings and I had a Celtic band growing up, so my sister played the bagpipes, and my dad played the guitar, penny whistle, fiddle. I played the fiddle, and my older sister played the piano, and we all sang. Yes. Oh, you're kind of juicy now. And when we had a Celtic band, it was definitely not a popular thing to have a Celtic band, not that we cared, but yeah, now to see that become popular is a really funny thing to me. Even if it's just a moment of popularity. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we're just home today. Elsie and Davey have built a pet shop across the way. Elsie was planning her birthday this morning, and she's planned a knitting birthday, which I did not even come up with the idea. That was all her own idea, wasn't it, Elsie? You'd think that I told her, no, you need to do this for the publicity, but she came up with the idea herself, and I love it. So we're planning her knitting birthday party. I had the idea this morning to make a piñata. I'm not great with, paper arts and crafts, but I can make a basic round piñata that's like a ball of yarn, and then you put the paper mache over it. Oh, thank you, Ruben. And I'm just gonna rub it in right here. Oh, thank you. And I'm gonna rub it in. Ruben's wearing a lovely sweater, a lovely hand knit sweater, and no pants. Anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so she's doing a knitting birthday. We were planning that this morning. We were supposed to have dentist appointments in Ellsworth, but you wouldn't believe it. It looked like a snow globe this morning out there. It was so snowy. We would have had to leave by 7. No, please don't do that. Because the dentist is like 2 hours away or more. And, all right, Ruben, go play, you. Go play. Go play. So we canceled on that. So it's been kind of like a laid back kind of day. Goodbye, Ruben. See you later. It's okay. It's all right. So you'll find something else to do. Thank you, Elsie. Anyway, so it's been sort of a laid back day. What I've been doing lately is staying up late to pack packages because I explained this in the last unpublished podcast, but I haven't had Dave's help as much to pack packages. So that's been a little hard having to do all that by myself, but I've been staying up late to do that so that during the day I can just be mom and don't have to worry about, you know, feeling like I'm pulled in all kinds of different directions. Although there's plenty to do during the day, but most of it's on the computer or the phone as far as work. And then I haven't been doing much sheep work lately, beyond just the visiting, but I'm very much looking forward to getting back into it. Again, I mentioned this in my last video, but I had a subchorionic hemorrhage with her, but which is it felt very scary and it was very worrisome. It's actually one of the best outcomes we could have hoped for, but it scared me so much at 16 weeks that I stopped doing work, anything physical, completely. And it's amazing how quickly you lose. I don't know if you've ever had an injury that laid you up or anything like that for a while, but it is amazing how quickly you lose whatever muscle tone, athletic ability, stamina you had. So that's my story, and I have started getting in shearing shape. That's what I do post baby. Whoa, big chunk of snow. / shearing shape. So yeah, I won't share too many details because, you know, if I was held accountable, I might actually have to stick to my plan. No, I'm just kidding. I will stick to my plan, but I am excited to get back, you know, doing some physical labor. It was fun being back in my sheepies. Yeah, a lot of late nights and just that kind of thing. Although we've had some good years with lambing. Our ewes are. My dad does a lot of work on breeding, you know, selective breeding for mothering traits. So that's really been paying off. Okay, so any other news? Lots more news actually, but yeah, today we're just gonna be at home. I'm gonna go down cellar and respond to folks and maybe do a little packaging and have some mutton for supper tonight. Our dishwasher is broken, so it's in the middle of the kitchen floor, so it feels like life is upended. That's a little dramatic, but yeah. Whoop, go put that away, Ruben. Go put it away. Yep, we're not gonna have that right now. Go put it away, sweetie. Okay, I'm gonna sit her down for a second. Maybe she'll let me. She looks kind of hungry. Look at this dress. It's just ridiculous. I'm gonna talk about her birth story too. First thing I'll show you is, it's been used already, but Anita, my friend Anita, made this. It's crocheted in her heart, so I've got it the wrong way, but lovely. I'll put that on my little girly girl. Okay, so these gloves. Oh man, this simple little project took me so long. These are the gloves for my nieces and nephews, and it's their Christmas present. I've actually had them finished for a while now, and they're just sitting here. They had this is my Florida nieces and nephews. All my other ones that are in Maine, I already sent them their things. But anyway, they wanted very specific standards for these, which I believe I have fulfilled. But they did not forget about them, which I'm very pleased. They asked for the gloves back in the summer. They wanted them for Christmas, and they keep asking for updates. Are they almost done? Are you gonna send them soon? Those gloves come in? I wanted them to be machine washable, so I just used whatever colors. Type of yarn. I think this is Plymouth, these two. I believe those are, or Premier. And this one was a stash yarn. It feels like a cotton blend, like a cotton tweed or something to me. I almost want to say that Michelle Lenfesty gave it to me in one of our sit-and-knit swaps, but not completely sure. I wouldn't put it past her though. Okay, so last time I didn't get to mention our latest free pattern. That's another thing I want to do is design more patterns this year. This is the Beeline Cowl, and it came as a kit in the Christmas boxes. Oh, everyone's busting into the muffins. And it takes Heritage Gold. It's a free pattern, like I said, on my blog, and it was all bee themed. So this stitch is called the bee stitch, and it's technically a brioche stitch, but it's a good introduction to brioche because it's very simple. It's only a 2-stitch repeat. And then this is a honeycomb cable. The only thing I would say about it is if you can use a lifeline, I would, because it's so hard to unknit this part. So that's a thought. Okay, now I have just a couple other sweaters to show you. This is Davy's black sweater. I made it with Heritage and khaki. Oh, it's already gotten a little bit dirty, but you know, it's a little boy. And I know I talk about the flax sweater a lot. It's a great pattern. It's from Tin Can Knits. They have a light version and they have a worsted version. It's top down. And it's great. I recommend it for people that have never done a sweater before and want to learn, because they have very detailed instructions on their site for all their patterns. And they have a lot of free patterns too. They do have some paid patterns, but a lot of them are free. And then we have Evangeline's Bloomsbury sweater, which she hasn't worn yet, but she will soon. So cute. I love this pattern. I made myself 2. And I made Elsie one, and now I've made Evangeline one. It's a paid pattern on Ravelry. Hey buddy, what's up? Okay, so in our book club, we have been doing this book, called In the Footsteps of Sheep. And it's funny, because there was a book called Lighthouse in My Life, and that's what I wanted to do initially. It's all about it was Libby Island. Like one of the last lighthouse keepers from that era, and it's a locally published book. It's all right. I think it even mentions my grandfather in the book, but anyway, I couldn't seem to get in touch with the publisher. I'm still working on it, but I just knew there'd be a time constraint. So Susan from our book club suggested this book, and I looked it up, and it was $20 on Amazon. So I thought, oh, easy peasy, we'll just do that. And hey, watch out, Ruben. He's gonna knock over the camera, I'll see. We'll just do this one, it'll be so easy instead. Wow, as soon as I announced that, it created kind of a run on it on Amazon, and soon the price was like $60. So much for a quick, easy book club book. And so someone suggested I contact the publisher, which I did, and I was able to get some. However, my cost was still like $18, and then the book actually weighs like almost 3 pounds. So shipping for that is like between $8 and $15. So yeah, suffice it to say, I didn't make money on these, which is okay. I just wanted to get them out to people's hands, but I ordered 25 and those went like zip. So I don't know. I know that there were some Canadians that weren't able to get the book, but which I feel really bad about. But eventually, maybe. It's now, at least in America, I guess not in Canada, the book on Amazon is back at a decent price again. And you may be wondering why it's $20, but when you get the book, you'll see. It's so each chapter is tons and tons of pictures, and then each chapter has a knitting pattern. So if you think of what patterns go for these days, they're, you know, I don't remember the last time I saw a pattern for $3. That's the price that I used to like think in my mind, but it seems like they start at like $6 now, which I understand. It's a ton of work. Oh, writing a pattern you'd think is so simple, but just the little details. That's the only reason I have like 3 sweaters made right now. Patterns. 4. But I haven't published them because it makes me so nervous to publish a pattern that complicated with that many sizes. I was just worrying to offend somebody, but anyway. Yeah, this book is really pretty. It's really nice. We're on chapter 3 this week, the Hebrides, I think it is. And I think everyone's really enjoyed it. A lot of people have gone to Scotland, which is cool. But basically, this lady, Debbie Zawinski, did I say Judy before? It's Debbie. She went to Scotland and she traveled by foot. So she's walking around and she grabs what are called Hindi lags, which is bits of wool that sheep leave on fences and posts. I don't think we have a fun name for them over here. They're just bits of wool. And she spins those on a drop spindle or a stick spindle. And is making socks from the various bits of wool that she picked up. So it's a really neat book, and I think we've enjoyed it so far. I'll show you my project from the book, which is... yeah. Yes. Happy. Oh, okay. I'm making, out of the Scottish Blackface chapter, some Scottish Blackface socks. So, you've heard the story a million times if you're a long-time listener. This was a Scottish Blackface I had done up at a mini mill, and it didn't work, and they told me that it wasn't going to work because their cards were not the right kind of cards for it. So, it's basically just the coarsest bits, all the softer bits fell out, and it's not what I was envisioning. I'm looking to have it made up for carpet yarn, although I use it for socks. That's all called. Skin. Yeah, so I am doing, it's called Andrew Socks. And if you're not familiar with the book club, we choose a book, we read it together, and we have a knitting pattern that we do with it. Sometimes there's a box, like a kit. Because I didn't do it for this one because, again, it's supposed to be just, an easy one. But this one kind of writes itself because there's, I think, 13 patterns to choose from already in the book. And nobody. So that was helpful. And we probably are going to end up having time to do more than one pattern. I think Michelle said she'd already done 3, so... that's exciting. And yes, I was tempted by the top down spiral socks, and also the Shetland socks are really nice too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I realized that I don't branch out a lot in my sock patterns, because I have a pattern that works, and so I use it. Okay. So, I know, no, you're really juicy right now. I love you very much, but you're very juicy. So, right now I know it's a season where not much knitting gets done for me, but I know it's a short season, so I'm trying to, I'm just telling myself it's a season, but it is amazing how much knitting is for, mental health. Sounds dramatic, but it is such a comfort to those of us who knit that when you have to go a period of time without it, it's amazing, like the hole that it leaves. It's so sad, but I found too, I'm very tempted to, I can't use my hands to pick up something else, like a snack or something. I don't know if you've experienced this before, but again, it's a season and I'm enjoying it very much. It's already going super fast. I can't believe how old she is already. She'll be 3 months this week. 3 months, that's crazy. Excuse me. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about her birth story. So she, like I said before, my provider at the local hospital left the hospital and started doing her own, a home birth. She's opening a birth suite too, but it wouldn't have been ready in time. So I had not really had I ever considered having a home birth. It was kind of a thing that that might be cool, but I'll probably never do it. And then it started to become wow, I don't see a lot of other options. So I talked myself into it, but I was a little No, I was a lot hesitant, and my husband was definitely hesitant. He was very worried about something going wrong, you know, like you do. But I knew that my midwife is really good. She's delivered tons and tons of babies.
No.
So we decided to go with a home birth. I was due December 1st. Yeah, it's funny how many times I said December 1st when I was pregnant with her. What do you do? December 1st, December 1st. And I had to pause to remember, when was I due? So it came to be December 7th. And whoops, I was snip with my cable needle. Which is a week overdue, which, you know, feels like an emergency, even though it's not. I did have some concerns with gestational diabetes. I didn't actually have them, but I do have PCOS, so that's a thing with that. So there was some concern about the health of the placenta and everything. I know Ruben's placenta was not very happy by the time he was born, and that's why I was induced with him. Okay, guys, don't whine, don't fight. Sorry, it's, I think everybody's getting to the end of their quiet time abilities. If you're wondering why I don't film more podcasts, this is why. But anyway, so yeah, we were worried about the health of the placenta and how big she might be, all those things you worry about. And on the 7th, I just didn't feel anything. And I was starting to feel like I'd had Pitocin for the last 2. I hated it because all my births were unmedicated. Elsie was no Pitocin, no pain medicine. And then the boys were no pain medicine, but with Pitocin, which was 10 times worse. I'm not to scare anyone. I mean, you're not supposed to scare anybody, but I really did not enjoy that, and I had back labor. And I actually said, after Ruben, I was like, I'm not doing that again. I'm getting all the drugs they offer. Just any drugs, please. I want them all. And then it ended up that I was going to have a home birth. So I was like, no. But anyway, so where was I going with this? Anyway, yes. I was thinking I'm going to end up having a hospital birth because I am not going to go on my own. She's just not going to come. So she said, you can try castor oil. And I'm like, yeah. I just didn't have much faith that any of those like natural remedies would work or methods would work. But I gave it a try. I put the kids to bed. I took some of it. It was gross, but not as gross as they say. And then I was wrapping some Christmas presents and went upstairs and I was crocheting a hat, which, for Christmas presents, which is around here somewhere. I was going to give it for a Christmas present, but I was kind of like, this is like kind of special because, I was crocheting this before I gave birth. But anyway, so I was just, tidying up, crocheting a hat, just kind of waiting for night. And around 9:30, let's say like 9:10-ish. I mean 9:20-ish. I was like, was that? I don't know. But I texted the midwife and I said, well, I think I might have one contraction. And she was like, just, keep an eye on it. So by 9:30, I just texted, you need to come now, to my mom. And by 9:30, I wasn't texting, I wasn't doing anything besides focusing on contractions.
Special thing for your birthday.
Okay, guys, can you take this conversation somewhere else? Just 1 minute and I'll be done, okay? Sorry. So, by that time I was really feeling it, and the midwife got there so fast, and my mom did too. And my mom was supposed to watch the kids, but she ended up being like right hands-on because the kids were all asleep and they did not wake up the whole time. So, I'm sorry, baby. So, the midwife was like, I think you're ready. I think she's coming. I was like, no, it hasn't gotten painful yet. Because I just remember how painful it was with my boys. And this was the first time that I did not have back labor. So I really feel like that made a huge difference. And I was just shocked at how quick and easy it went. I don't know if it was just because she was in a better position than the others or because I was at home and relaxed. I don't like being in hospitals. I get stressed out, you know. But it was so quick. She was here by 11:26. That was her time of birth. And yeah, it was so funny. I had her and then we're just home. And it was perfect timing because, like I said, the kids slept through everything. I had a big old, I let them clean everything up, make the bed, and I had a big old bag of junk food, that I had been not eating while I was pregnant. And as soon as she was born, not as soon as she was born, after we cuddled and loved and everything, and I cracked open that bag of junk food and I ate it. It felt so good just to be in my own bed, eating my own food. And then the coolest part was my mom spent the night that night, and then in the morning the kids came in and it was like Christmas morning. Davey came in and he was like, oh, Evangeline's been born! Evangeline's been born! Yay. And he went running to tell the others and he said, she's perfect. So that was so cool to them just wake up to have a sibling. I don't know. I felt very old fashioned. I'm glad nothing went wrong, but obviously that was a plenty calculated risk that we took up to the last, second we were ascertaining whether we're going to need to go to the hospital or whether we can actually make it happen. So I was very pleased with how it went. In fact, I'm going to say it was definitely the easiest birth, most enjoyable. Not favorite kid, didn't say that, you guys. But the birth was definitely a lot easier. It made me wish that I'd done that for my first 3 too. But so that's her birth story if you were interested. I know some people love birth stories and some people don't, which I don't blame them. I love birth stories. In fact, that's mostly what I listen to all in the weeks leading up to her birth is like positive birth stories or even non-positive ones, because I was curious, if you're having a home birth, what do you do if you have an emergency? But yeah, it went really well, and she's here now, and the first 3 months have been like kind of a blur, like kind of coming out of that, like, oh. But she is a really good little sleeper. She sleeps like all night long basically, but then she wants to nurse all day, which is fine. So we do a lot of work in the Moby wrap, and thank goodness I can stay home with my babies with this job, so I'm really grateful. I always am. Elsie has a flock of stuffed sheep on the rug over here. You selling sheep? Sheepies for sale. Okay, I know I've probably forgotten some things, but that's all right. At least we got something out here. So it's good to see you all again, and it's good for Evangeline to meet you. And I will get back to nursing and working on yard and cooking supper. And you can get back to your day too. We'll see you later. No, don't come inside. No. Flower, stay out. Flower, you are an outside sheep. No. Flower, hey, eat your vegetables. No, you're stepping in them. Ah. Okay, here I am from the safety of the house. Oh, looks like our porch light blew off last night. Atta girl. She only likes cookies and donuts and grain, so I'm trying to trick her into eating her vegetables. Working? Can't tell. If I open the door, she'll burst in. Looks like she just threw the celery side. Flower. she's throwing her tomatoes away.